Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cars Casually. For this episode, we're going to be looking at Facebook deals that we think are good buys, interesting buys, or stuff that maybe we would buy for ourselves if we had the cash. So we're starting it off with a bit of news from Nix. So take it away, Nix. What do you have for us?
Speaking of cash, maybe this is the car that we can all probably buy. So Lego just released a few days ago. Wait, let me share. Okay, so a few days ago, Lego just announced that they're selling the Porsche 911 in the Lego Creator form. So as you can see here at the back, we have the Mustang, the Lego Creator Mustang. So it's the same scale. They've been having this 1/13 scale. And yeah, so basically, for the Porsche lovers out there, we have the Lego Porsche.
This looks solid.
So
Wow.
yeah, little bit of geek info. The new parts are the fenders over here. Those are new Lego parts. The ones here, like they made it specifically for this car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is brand new.
So you can get the authentic shape.
Yeah. So in line of what cars would we buy, this is probably the only one we can afford right now. But
Yeah.
Have you built your Mustang?
How long
Not
do you think
yet,
this would take to build, Nix?
the estimate for the Mustang, because I helped my friend build his, it took us a day.
Wow, a whole day.
A whole day. With we had like a lunch break of 2 hours, so I'd say 18 hours.
Wow.
This one has
It's-
the two versions, right? The Targa.
Yes.
Or-
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hardtop
So you can
version.
pick the you can pick
Oh,
the hardtop
nice.
version or the Targa version.
Mm.
And the Targa cover, actually, this Targa cover fits on the hood inside here.
Yeah.
You tuck it in there.
Yes.
I don't know if it's like the real
That's
car,
cool.
but yeah. This is a cool buy. This is a cool buy. Okay, now enough of the news. Topic at hand.
All right, so we've
Back
got
to
a
you,
lot
Chris.
of positive feedback when we looked through Facebook Marketplace to scour deals or car finds that we thought were interesting. So we thought we'd actually devote a whole episode to that. So we've all gathered 2 examples of what we think are good deals, and that's what we're going to share with you guys today. So starting it off, let's see what Nix has for us. What do you got, Nix?
Okay. 2 picks. I have 3, but
Okay,
I'll
that's
do
fine.
I'll do it quicker though. So my first pick is literally the cheapest 4x4 I could find. Oh my god. I
I'm
don't
really
know,
interested to hear why you think this would be a good deal because it looks like it's
No.
seen better days.
No,
Looks
Chris,
like it.
it doesn't look like it. Probably has seen better days.
So why do you think
Eh,
this is a good deal?
No, okay. So because this is considering I already have a car of my own, so it's a Genesis Coupe. So like this one's more like this is going to be my second car. So this is probably going to be the car I'm going to be using more often. So as long as it runs and gets me where I need to go, that's all I need from it. And since I also like going outdoors, I was just telling myself maybe I just need like what's the cheapest looks reasonable pickup I can get, and this is what I found. For 168,000 pesos, a Nissan, I guess, is this a Navara? I don't even know. All I know is it's registered. It's registered and it's diesel. That's all I needed
At
to
least it
know.
has 4x4.
Yeah, and cold aircon. Cold aircon daw. Cold aircon.
Nissan.
Nissan.
Okay.
Europe.
What are the other photos show? Let's look at the other angles. Let's see what
no,
interior.
this is a
Oh, it's a
once again, screenshot. Yeah, it's a screenshot.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But you can probably like look for it the cheapest. So then the next one, so more of a daily car, Toyota Yaris,
Oh,
2008.
I like.
Okay,
Yeah,
that looks
like-
clean.
Okay, the reason why I'm picking the Toyota Yaris is because like I think 90% of it shares with the Toyota Vios in terms of parts, meaning they're
Okay.
easy to find.
Yes.
That's very key. Very key.
Yeah, so this is the automatic, and then so a quick segue. So this is the one between the two I rather get the manual one.
Solid.
Diba?
Say, Francis.
Nice. Yeah.
It looks nice.
And then comes to the car receipts. It is just Francis
Oh.
approved. Because it's
Yeah.
you know.
That's nice.
Approved.
Big brake kit.
Yes.
I wonder why
Yeah.
you'd need a big brake kit for a car so small.
Because
Ooh.
there's a supercharger kit for that.
Does it have a supercharge? No, it doesn't.
yeah,
Right?
made by Blitz.
It
Oh,
will
okay. I
have
mean,
a
you can
super.
put
Yes.
you can
It
put
will
one
have a
in, but it doesn't come
supercharge.
with it here. Yeah.
No, no.
And
Mm.
then my last pick, just to wrap my choices up, since I got more than two,
It's
is
fine.
a Hilux.
OG. It's the
Yung
OG.
pick up talaga eh.
Why do you
Uh,
think? Why do you think like Hiluxes and pickups in general hold their value so well? Look
oh,
at this. It's
I
2004 and it's still
Better.
500,000. I mean,
Francis can answer that. Francis.
Because it's a Toyota, first and foremost. It's a Toyota. I mean, these Hilux, just like Land Cruisers, they're really built to perform. They're built for heavy duty use. So being a 4x4 variant makes it all the more suited for heavy duty use, hauling stuff, going to the mountains and stuff and everything. Which explains why they really hold their value as compared to their two-wheel drive counterparts.
Yeah.
so what do
Because
you like about this, Nix?
uh because it's 4x4. And
It's a
okay,
Toyota.
and
And a
yeah, the
Toyota.
parts. And then the parts. I asked a few friends, like, parts are, as long as you're resourceful, they're actually easy to find compared to the Nissan. So What the
Why would
pre-
you choose? Is there a reason why, aside from the price difference, why would people choose this over a new 4x4? Is there any other reason aside from a price
Ah.
difference?
okay, from what I understand, but so I could be wrong in this, but from what I understand, the benefits of old pickups is if your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere, if it's this old school pickups, you have hopes to fix it, to jumpstart it, whatever. Like there are ways to go around it because it's more mechanical than computer. For the modern cars, once anything electronic breaks down, you're stuck there, and if you're in the middle of nowhere, that's days worth of being stuck. I had a
This one,
Like
friend
the
who was
locking
stuck.
hubs, right? The
Yeah,
locking hubs for the
ganun.
four-wheel drive. They
Oo.
don't have four-wheel drive on the fly. You have to go down, get out of the
Manual
car,
lock
and
hub.
manually engage the
Lock
manual
it.
hubs.
Yeah, the
Oh,
lock
Yeah.
hub. Yep.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's old school.
That is how
Yeah,
it's done before.
yeah.
You
But
have
so
to
I
go
had
to the
I have a friend who was going off road with the previous generation Hilux, and like the electronics conked out. He was stuck for 4 days.
Wow.
He then no, but not saying that the car was faulty because it was a pretty used, like he really goes out talaga on the daily off road.
Yeah. It's a natural wear and tear.
Yeah, natural wear and tear.
Yeah.
So he actually sold it and got like an older one, like this one. So yeah, it's more than that because if you can, the more mechanical it is na versus electronic, the more chances you have on fixing it like on the fly. That's just about it.
Okay. So
This is like
Nix
gold
is
nowadays. Then.
Nix is sticking to his persona of being the pickup guy.
The pickup guy.
Yeah, with the Yaris in between. Parang sandwich lang yan. Sandwich.
All right. So
sandwich.
Francis, what do you have? You find anything
Okay,
nice on
what do I have?
Facebook?
Yeah, I have this this old Starlet that I found.
Star,
Which is,
the white one or
the
the
night-
dark one? The
The
light
dark
one.
one, the dark one, the
Okay,
the
okay.
dark one, the dark
Let me
one.
get the link.
This is
Okay, here we
the
go.
more modern from the 90s EP82, I think is the chassis code.
Yeah.
There. This was sold before, and the person who bought it now is actually selling it again. What I like about this Starlet is the mods the previous owner did.
Wow.
More specifically, the engine.
Wow.
The engine here is it's the original engine, but it was rebuilt by noted Tom's race engineer who was situated here in the Philippines, Mr. Takeda.
Oh,
He
Yeah,
rebuilt the
Takeda-san.
engine and
I hear.
Takeda-san.
Wow.
That's what I like about this car because the engine was built by Mr. Takeda himself.
Cool.
And
Wow.
it's built
Galing.
over at Autoplus. Aside from the many
Wow.
parts it has, the coilovers, brakes, and everything. And the interior is also intact. It's a converted car, but it's
It's
become
true.
more of a collectible nowadays. The EP82, but it's the
Wow.
engine here, that's which I really like because it was
Okay.
personally built by Takeda.
Okay, so question, Francis, are you getting this for the collector's sake or because you want to drive it every day?
Mainly because it's a fun car to drive. I mean the
Okay, so-
boosted the small displacement boosted engine is really fun to drive. You get to the power band very early. Like
Yeah.
2,000 RPM, you
Okay.
feel the pull down already.
So if you
Unlike
get this, you
NA.
won't garage queen it, basically.
No, this was this used to be a track car actually.
So question, would you trade your SIR for this?
I was supposed to sell it for this, but someone bought it already, so wala na. So,
Oh,
Can I
it's
see
up
other
now.
photos? Can you see other photos?
Yeah. Actually, okay.
yeah, they are there.
Oh God.
It's complete
Oh,
also, even the interior.
That's clean.
So anyone who
Dude.
bought this is really got a good buy.
Yep.
The
you
trim
put
parts, everything is there.
5
that's-
horsepower
that's-
more.
Yeah,
5 horsepower more.
Hmm.
For the
See,
sticker.
it's a complete car. So whoever bought this was getting really a
Lucky.
bargain.
Yeah.
was lucky.
Why is it not available anymore?
I mean, most of the cars like this one are for sale. Are usually have bad interior panels. Like the conversion of the dashboard itself.
No,
But this one is
Galing,
still
dude.
available, right? It's still up on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
still
I think so.
contact them.
Yeah.
But he
Pero
didn't
for
put a price
conversions,
though. It's
Yeah,
open
that's
to
what's bad
swap.
about it. They didn't put the price.
Swap lang. So I guess like he wants another car for it, and then he's
It
just
says
seeing like,
higher swapping value. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Francis, what do you estimate this car would cost?
It used to be
What would you
sold
and
for
what would you
like-
swap for it?
I
ganda.
think realistically, it should sell for around less than 400. I think
Wow, even with all the modifications, less than
Wow.
400.
Like the car's
something
value.
like that. I mean, fair price.
Okay, fair
Wow,
price.
nice.
Galing. This is
But
I
whoever's
can
getting this is
Ooh.
really lucky
might
'cause
need
it's
a little
even
carpet
the interior.
extraction.
Hmm.
Yeah, other than that, it's a complete car.
Yeah.
It's also well sorted out.
Very nice.
Oh,
This is something you would drive every day, Francis.
Yeah, it's also economical as long as you don't step on it that much. You know what I mean?
I don't.
It's
I
a
can't
1.3
promise you
liter
that.
car.
What do you think this would do on the dyno, Francis? Estimate or like best guess?
Best guess around 250.
Wow.
Yeah,
For such a
such a
lightweight
small
car.
Wheel?
It's gonna
Yeah,
Wheel
Wow.
wheel horsepower,
Yeah.
Francis?
yeah, wheel horsepower. Because it's turbo eh.
Ah, yeah, that's right. That's
Wow.
right.
It's turbo eh. So it's easy.
Power to rates.
Easily.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay,
Isn't
next.
bad.
Your
What else-
Your,
what
your
else you
next
got?
pick.
Next pick would be what would be the
Yeah.
older Starlet,
Okay, yeah, the white one.
the white one. There. Now this would be
Ooh.
more suited for those who are looking to restore something,
Yeah.
not really more for performance, but for just to restore something, because it's pretty rare to find the Starlet that's
Look.
this complete.
That
Even
hasn't
Open
the
been.
version
interior,
done.
It even has the
Wow.
manuals, the original owner's manual.
What?
See the
Wow.
interior? Yeah. It even
Yeah.
has the original owner's manual. You see the
Radio
clock,
pa,
the
oh, look at
radio.
that.
See the radio, it's still intact. The dashboard
Mm.
is still intact. Most of the original seats, the emblems there. You see, that's the original owner's manual.
And
Delta
and the sa-
Motor Sales Corporation.
Yeah, galing.
See, it's all there. Even though it's a 4-door. I mean,
Yep.
just for what it is, it should hold up pretty well. I mean, you
Mm.
could restore it to factory like new, something like that.
Yeah.
So for
Oh
a
my,
budding enthusiast, old school enthusiast, this is a perfect car for that because it's more or less complete. I'd say 90% complete. It's just cosmetically, that's the only thing you have to do with it. But otherwise, the trim, even the dashboard, look at the steering wheel. It's all there.
Yeah.
Even the shift boot, which is usually gone, it's all there. The bumpers.
Yeah, here. Yeah.
Those are one
So
of
it's
the
a nice
original-
find, It's not every day you get to
cars.
see a 4-door Starlet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
this
Yeah.
complete.
Two-door
you know.
thing. Yep.
And the price
What's up?
the price that's stated is 195. I'm guessing that's 195K.
Yeah.
195,000. So
Yeah.
for a little bit more than Nix's pickup.
So
You have a piece of
You can get this
history.
Starlet.
collectors.
Good.
Yeah, you have a
But
piece of history
Chris,
here.
Chris, can you go off-road with this? Sa bagay you
Yeah.
can. I don't
You
know
can
how
convert
far.
it to a rally car if you
Yeah,
like.
you can.
Look, it's off road now. Look at that. Look at the photo.
No, but for
It's
those who
off-road
want,
right there.
wants for the old school enthusiasts who want
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
start with something,
Yep.
or like a starter, this is the perfect car for
Yeah, like if you're gonna faithfully restore it or parang collectors.
Yeah,
you-
this is a
you
nice
do-
starting point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
it has
Yeah.
the good bones in it.
Yeah, I agree.
Economic car yan.
Yeah, because trim parts
Yeah.
are the hardest things to source. The body parts you can have it repaired, but the trim parts, the door handles, the channels and everything, that's what's difficult to to source. And this one
Okay.
seems to have everything.
Galing. Yeah.
Those were
So
during
not
the
even they
ano pa,
get to see a
Delta
start with
Motor.
the original owner's manual.
Yeah,
Diba?
that's
And the
hardcore.
original
No
radio.
no conversion done pa. No
No
conversion
conversion
done.
done.
Yep.
Even the taillights, they look to be original with the sun cracks and everything. They seem to be original.
Yeah, wait ah. Yeah, yeah.
So, diba?
And you can polish that to
Yeah.
restore it to some
Or leave
degree.
it as is, So at least you can say it's an all original car.
Honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the door, the trunk lock mechanism there,
Mm.
the
How
original one.
how long? Parang let's say in 5 years, you think it'll go up in value even more? Like if it's on the same condition?
Yeah, because that's the problem with these Japanese cars. They're not getting any. Their numbers are dwindling, so to speak. Because
Yes.
some cars,
Okay.
instead of being salvaged, they get used as donor cars.
Mm.
So that's -1 na naman example. So,
Okay.
diba? Just like the 73 coupes, the Corolla coupes, there's not much of them around because most of them have been donor cars. So instead of adding to their population, they're subtracting it to be used as donor cars. So I'm guessing in the future, these 80s era starlets, they'll just be
True.
a handful in our
True.
shores na. Diba?
Actually, that came out in 81, but it also disappeared when Delta Motors left it in
Yeah.
84. So,
Yeah.
talagang rare na yan.
Yeah. Even though there were
Yeah.
plenty back in the day,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
after being used for donor cars and everything, their numbers have dwindled ever since.
True.
Diba? So having
Oh.
seen something like this completely is really rare.
Okay, who's the next next
Alright.
car? Next car.
I'll show mine. So these are my picks.
Okay. Which one do you want? Which one do you
first
want
one
me
is
to
the
show first?
is Mazda CX5.
Okay.
6.5.
The Mazda boy of the group.
No, I've always been a fan of the CX5. I mean, it's a car that I've always wanted to get. It is just really out of reach.
Yeah.
Because when this car launched in 2015, we're talking about the all-wheel drive sport variant, which is the
Sport.
top of the line
Ooh.
model.
Yep.
This was around 1.7 million in 2015.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Wow.
even though it's a great car, that's a lot. No, that's a lot of money. It's still a lot of money today.
No, but
And so here you have a 2015 all-wheel drive Sport, which is much more attainable at 695, I think. Was
Wow.
Hey.
655.
655, yeah.
655.
Yeah.
So 655,000. You have a 2015 Mazda CX5 all-wheel drive Sport, which is the top of the line model. And you look at it, it's got 61,000 kilometers on it. Casa maintained, and it's got all the nice stuff. It's got the Bose speakers. It has the 6 airbags. It's got
Ah, yeah,
iStop,
detailed.
which I would probably turn off.
Yeah.
I'd probably that could probably cause problems down the line. I mean, I would just turn that off. But still, it's got complete
Moonroof
everything. It's got
pa,
ABS,
the
traction
sunroof.
control. It's got the sunroof. It's got hill stop and assist cruise control. Basically, it's
And
got
then
all
the-
the goodies that a modern
loaded.
car would have now.
The leather seats look good pa. Like the driver's side looks pretty good. It's
I'm
good.
sure the leather seats will show somewhere. Like you see that tiny pink patch over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not
but-
bad. Not bad.
Yeah, but I mean the overall condition still looks okay, and for 655,000, I mean this is a good contender for would you buy a brand new what comes in at 655?
A mini compact. Like,
Espresso, right?
Espresso,
no, well,
yeah.
no, not
Espresso, yeah.
That's cheaper. But anyway, would you buy a brand new car for 655, or would you get a 5-year-old top of the line car?
This
that-
might
that
actually
makes
be
it tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
I might end up with something like this actually. Like looking at it, because I think the next closest is a manual Wigo.
yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yes.
A manual brand new Wigo. Or you could get this. Yeah,
Diba?
so I thought this was a great deal. Yeah, I mean it's got Bose sound system. It's got the sunroof. It's got the 6 airbag. It's got your ABS, your traction control. It's got all of backup sensors.
Galing.
It has the rear view camera.
Good find.
Yeah, so
Actually,
Yeah,
for
it's a
that
good
price,
find.
you get either
mean,
a Rio, a Wigo, or
the thing is with cars this old, it doesn't come with warranty anymore. I mean, the whatever Yojin it has is gone.
Gun,
I think it was
definitely.
So
free at the time. So,
we don't know how expensive it would be to maintain down the line,
Aftermarket
but
wise, Francis, how are the parts like on your like for
Aftermarket.
this car?
Well, aftermarket parts in terms of like spare replacement parts like brake pads and everything. I guess there are plenty out there in the market.
pero very
Not
guess you don't have to spend for
yeah.
the battery, which is expensive, I think, for those things. Because it uses the iStop.
Yeah,
yeah,
but I
that's
think
why
Motolite has
that's why I turned it
a
off.
answer there.
But yeah, Motolite has for like half the price, which is still
Yeah.
around 15.
Isa-
So,
Mga ganun, yeah.
yeah,
But
Yeah,
this is a good
and,
find, Chris, ha? And it's the special color pa, the soul red.
Soul
Soul
Red.
Red.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
this
used
is
to,
exa-
it
yeah.
used to sell
Forgot
for
to mention.
1.7, no?
So this is the
Elect.
Soul Red, and then it's also 188 horsepower. So that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Mm.
Goodbye, actually.
You won't
Okay,
beat the
so-
Starlet, but yeah. Like,
You'd be more comfortable in it.
I've
Yeah,
actually
for sure.
always liked the design of the CX5 of this design more than the new shark nose
True,
ones.
true. Same here.
yes,
Shark.
same.
It's more timeless than the new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Okay, so next up is a very special car. It
Daijin,
is a limited Subaru
Mayamba.
WRX STI
Hey.
Spec C.
Hey,
Oh,
nice.
baby.
Roll bar,
So-
see the roll cage, huh? Ah.
I would have bought this in my 20s, but
But you're 30
I have
times. so
I have
that's
no
not too
use
far.
for a car like this now. I have no use for a car like this now. But I mean, a lot of you guys watching might like going fast. I don't like going fast anymore. but
Anymore.
Anymore.
but not only is this like this is okay. The Spec C SDIs were purposely built for the track, right? They come lighter than the normal SDI, and basically they have a lot of tweaks to make them more raceable or more track ready. The limited edition ones do come with stereo and aircon and all of that
Galing,
stuff. So
Yeah.
the creature comforts aren't sacrificed because some of them don't come with the audio system or an aircon. This one does. So yeah, and for 1.1
Ganda.
million, it has a roll bar, as you can see from the interior. It's got a cage. And it's very well maintained. You can see that whoever owned this took a lot of
He knew what he
care.
was doing.
He knew what he was doing.
Wow. $400 shift knob.
$450 shift knob.
Yeah.
So yeah, he put a lot of love into this car, and you can see that. And even
Wait,
though it's a
that's-
2003 model,
How much is that?
It's, well, it says $450.
No, I mean in pesos.
Oh, it's around 25,
Around 20,000.
something like that.
Yeah.
25,000 pesos.
21,600.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
So even though it's a 2003 model for 1.1 M, I think this is a great deal. It's a collectible car, and it's a lot of fun at 300 horsepower. It's a lot of fun on the track. And it's very it can be a daily driver if you wanted to. I mean, it might be a little harsh, but if you're looking for a car like this, then you won't mind. Still very drivable.
No, but I understand why you don't want to get it because there are no back seats. There's no ISOFIX. So
Yeah, no back seats.
no
So it's
ISOFIX.
dyno tuned, bright. It's got bright accessories. It's
Yeah.
got your 6-point cage. It's got a turbo
It's-
timer. Yeah.
It's-
And what do you think,
can see
Francis?
the love put in.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just the amount of parts you put in it and looking at the overall condition of the car, it's a good buy for 1.1.
Mm.
And I mean, these cars are slowly appreciating in value, ano? Because there's not much Lancer Evos out there that are for sale already. So the next best thing is to have these Subaru Imprezas. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enthusiast
not-
owned.
It's not that hard to find parts, right? I mean, there are a lot
Yeah.
of shops out there that specifically work on Evos and STIs.
Yes,
So
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
Mhm.
yeah,
exactly.
so
And you
parts
have
shouldn't
that
be a problem
boxer
also.
rumble also
Yeah.
from the
Yeah, I
engine,
love that sound. I love
diba?
the
The
boxer
boxer
sound.
rumble.
Boxer, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for 1.1 million, your alternatives are Honda City, a brand new Honda
Yeah.
City.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, anyway, this is for the enthusiasts out there who still like the vroom vroom, or if you're like Francis.
That's a nice car to keep.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay. Who's
so Paolo, what do you have?
I have one car for you
Okay.
guys. I sent it to Next, I think.
yeah.
You have it.
Dun, dun,
Okay,
dun.
it's not as
Eh,
amazing as Nick's, as
190.
Chris's last pick and Francis's pick, but
Yeah.
this is one of the cars like
Oh.
I kind of grew up with. Uh,
US
I
version.
was I was more familiar with the 124s, the E classes, uh, but I've always been interested in the 190s and the 201s because I
Mm.
mean that time the it was like a new thing, as a new small Benz. I know like people used to call it the baby Benz, right, Francis?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, yep,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
compact.
Correct.
So I've always been interested, and this one looks clean. And at 195, I think you can find cheaper 190s at
Mm.
of that level, but this one looks intact. It looks clean. Although
Yeah.
I wish he included interior photos. It does have Brabus mags. It has a
So
US
that's a
version for the
plus.
lights, for the bumpers. Yeah, and I think he lowered it. It looks kind
Yeah,
of
I'm
low.
guessing it has lowering springs. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
aftermarket rear muffler
Uh,
also.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I have a question, Francis. Like, when it comes to like for aftermarket, would you have rather have this or like a 124?
If you're asking about the 190E, I mean,
Yeah.
the 2.316s are more
Yeah,
desirable
yeah.
of this variant. And
Mhm.
although they are more pricey, but it's for me, I think it's better to look for the 190E 2.316 variant because
Yes.
that
The
one will hold up
racing
in value.
heritage.
Eh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
it's more of
Motorsport.
what's more enthusiasts look
DTM.
for the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one's also
Dormitory
okay.
car.
I mean, for a beginner,
Yeah.
European car. I mean, there are still parts for it. You can even do an
Yeah.
engine swap. If you like.
Mm.
That's the good thing about
Engine
the Benzes
swap?
of this. Yeah. That's the good
What
thing
would you
about the
engine
Yeah,
Benzes of
swap
this
it to?
generation.
The 2.3 16 valve engine.
yeah,
Okay.
Cosworth.
yeah. Also from an Mercedes engine also.
Mm. Built by
Like
Cosworth.
when it
Like
comes
I have a
to the
friend who has two of these cars. One for his mom and one for himself. His mom is still intact, but this one, he engine swapped it for more modelo na Benz engine eh.
Mm.
And they made it work also. Eh. I mean the electrics and everything.
oh,
So anything's
Mm.
possible with
Wow.
this car. Yeah.
yeah, because
Because the electricals on this car are
for
really, a nightmare.
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah, he
had
tell me
True.
stories that, expressway he'd be like suddenly everything stopped. No lights, no
What?
everything. They just stop. So
Yeah.
the electricals
It
on the
happens.
190 are really horrible, man.
It
That's what
happens.
that's one thing you should look out for.
But
Personally,
if
I
you
would stay away from 20-year-old Euro cars
no, but
altogether.
okay. No, but if you have the electrical sorted out, Francis,
Yeah.
it's a good car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like my friend has, he engine swapped it, sorted the electricals. He's still using it from time to time.
Okay. Oh, yun, Paolo.
Yeah.
not the
Okay.
smartest choice, but okay.
No, I
No, but
mean you like what you
No,
like,
no.
you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
There are
I
no
mean,
good or bad
smart
choices
European
here.
car.
I could always
Yeah.
go for a 2002 Civic. You know,
Uh,
No, yeah,
No, but this one's
diba?
better instead of going for the 70s 123 body Mercedes-Benz.
ooh,
Which are, much
well,
older.
yeah,
Kasi
And
it's
this
all
one's
it's all
better.
there's also a factor din kasi if, like what you want to be seen in eh. So like I guess you like want to be seen with this car, diba? There's that factor. Because if it's like, oh, that's the most practical car, like
yeah,
Yeah,
Ernest would
and
be
this one,
boring.
yeah, this
Yeah.
one brings back memories of the old DTMs where you have
Mm.
big inch
yeah,
stairs on these things,
Yeah.
diba?
yes.
They look
yeah.
nice before, diba?
Yep.
I like this shop. Like it's really iconic for me, this
Yeah,
boxy look.
yeah.
Mm.
the compact Benz
Yeah.
Yeah.
body style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So you only have one choice, so
So
it's
now we're
Gerard.
Yep.
down.
One place.
We're down to G.
Okay.
G.
My choices are, well, they're actually old, as in the
And
newer one.
ours wasn't.
No, but this one is like a '98 Honda Accord.
Okay, let me pull it up now.
We
Yeah.
started as older.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Lord.
Of course. Yeah.
The my pickup had the new age.
Well, I guess it's
No
no
age.
secret that I'm a mid-size sedan kind of guy, so that's why I chose these. The '98 Accord, I always wanted that. I
I
was
think it's a
what?
good choice.
Yeah, in my 20s at the time. I was just starting out, so obviously didn't have any
Yeah.
funds for it. This one, yeah, it's what, very attainable at 75,000. But that's the thing, you can fix it up, restore it, and sort out all the other, probably the engine. Although hopefully this one would, still have still run fairly well. So it would be a good daily driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend who found his dad's Accord that parang they
Mm.
sold back in the day. Like
Mm.
it's like this. Kaya when I saw it, I'm like, is this the one? And
Would
they
you know how
restored it.
many? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So long story short, they restored it, and I got to see it in person.
Yeah.
This is a good
Good daily driver.
select. So, yeah,
The only
it's good select.
problem we had actually one, the '96. It was a company car, but buti na lang because the fuel consumption was like 3 kilometers per liter. so
Jeez.
so at least we weren't paying for the gas at the time. But
G for gas. No?
yeah, but then again, it's something that as we agree, it's something that you love. So
Yeah.
okay.
Oh.
So go.
Yeah,
Chris.
I had a friend who owned
Yes.
a car like this, and it's an
Mhm.
awesome car.
Yeah,
I have a lot
it
of
is.
good memories with it.
It is.
Does
it
it
is.
show? Does it show how many kilometers it has?
Unfortunately, no. Uh, but hopefully, if ever, um, those engines, I'm not sure. I think it's a B series pa yata because that was the time of the Civic B series. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there would be a lot of engines pa
Parts.
to.
Yeah.
This one would have the 2.2 liter VTEC engine, I believe. So
Well, for 75,000, I mean that's the price of some motorcycles,
yeah,
some scooters,
Scooters, diba?
you could,
some
really
scooters,
fix it
yeah,
up. Yeah, you can really
or
fix it.
Nix's computer. So
Mhm.
this is a nice. It's a nice pocket car to have, or like a
starting point.
restoration project.
Yeah.
Yep.
When restored, it's a good car. Like whoa.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
Francis,
and
what would you do to this if this with this
Turbo. Turbo.
with
Do an engine
75
swap.
75,000? What would you do? What's the first thing you do?
engine swap? Or,
I guess engine swap would be
And what to which engine though?
the
the
K series
V6.
pwede, the K series would the K24 would fit in
24,
nicely.
the one of
Oh
the,
God.
the
So you get
newer
more
Accord.
power and better
Yeah.
gas mileage as
Yeah,
compared to what it has now.
True.
Mm.
true.
It'll,
Yeah.
be,
Really gets,
it'll still be cheaper than the questionable pickup.
Yeah, and people
Ooh.
would really surprise. Hey, why is that Accord so fast? You pop the
Sleeper.
K24.
Yeah,
Hey,
sleeper.
you just see
Yeah.
Jared go like wink. it's in the G.
Yeah, the K24 would be a good engine swap choice for them.
And actually, I remember there was a VTIS model which had the spoiler and the very mild body kit. Although I'd leave out the spoiler and the body kit. Sleeper nga talaga.
So
Yes,
the
it's-
Wow.
engine swap, even with the automatic transmission, it'll run just fine.
I believe
Yeah, I
so
mean-
because the K24s had automatic also. So
Okay. So
there was an engine used for the Accord and the CRV.
Okay.
Exactly.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ideas.
C project
gentlemen.
car, perhaps.
Pwede.
Pwede.
Yeah, and
The
the next
C
one would
project car.
be, just like Paolo, I also love Mercedes-Benz, and I've always wanted a 124 ever since.
What to-
So
Uh,
fun.
This one, it's an 89, but again, the price $100,000, which is a good starting point because I'm pretty sure you'd need to fix this up a bit. But then again, with the price, you can really pour your money into it, and
Which is what you will be doing.
yeah,
Yeah,
You'll be pouring your money into
for
it.
sure.
pretty much, yeah, true,
I
true.
think the Nissan would have more money poured into it though. Now that I'm looking at all your choices, I'm like, my first choice was a terrible one.
But then again, as much as I love Mercedes Benz, yes, it does tend to be a money pit. So you really have to um, be prepared to spend. But having said that, this 124 is pretty much the last of the reliable E-Class Mercedes Benzes.
Yeah.
Because
No, but sorry.
the 210, the one after that with the bug eye, the round lights,
Mhm.
that one had a lot of electrical issues. So
Yep.
this one is, it's modern. I don't know if this is the facelifted one, but if it is, it would have fuel injection, all power, but it wouldn't have too much electricals in it. You would have too many problems. So yeah, it would, good balance. You were saying,
Awesome.
Nix?
No, okay, yeah. I think I know there's a lot of fear with like Euro cars, but I also notice the ones who usually have problems, they don't have a complete plan of attack. Like they're trying to
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
band-aids on bullet holes. Taylor Swift. but
True.
yeah, but because I've also seen people like when they get cars like this, they're like, okay, parang this is what I'm going to do. They top to bottom plan of attack, like electricals and all that stuff. And then when they restore it, it beats out like other
No,
cars
these
you
cars
think are
are
reliable.
reliable, but when something
Yeah.
breaks down, it's expensive, but they will
Yeah.
last for a long time. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
So I think
Yeah.
like at least to the viewers out there, I think like if you don't be afraid, like if you want these kinds of cars, just have a plan of attack and a
Yeah.
good budget for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes to the 124s and the 190s, Benz from that generation, they still have a lot of surplus parts available compared
Yeah.
to the bug guys, because we had both the 124s and the 210s, and I can attest that the 210 was a bit more difficult to
Yeah.
maintain because
Mm,
of the electrical issues.
Yes.
The
really,
124, sure, if like what Nick said, if you don't have a plan of attack, it will be very tricky. So you really have to plan it. You can't just
Yeah.
do band-aids for everything. Uh, so yeah, when it comes to like the 124s and the 190s, they're a bit more in terms of parts availability. It's there,
Yep.
but it can still be tricky if not
Yeah.
done properly.
Yeah.
But aside from having a plan of attack, I mean, whether you're buying my Starlet or the pickup of Dix, what's important is to inspect the car thoroughly.
Yes.
I mean,
Bring a mechanic if you have
really
it.
inspect the car thoroughly from the engine, from the electrical.
Yeah.
It might
Be
have
best friend
botched
for the
electricals
mechanic.
from the start with,
You know.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bring a
if
if you
mechanic
don't
if
know-
possible. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
don't
if
know,
you-
ask or bring someone who's
Yeah.
knowledgeable
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But
Bring
just the
us,
starting point,
Okay, bring
really
Francis.
determine it.
Bring
Really
Francis.
determine the project.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that the fear is real. Look at this, listed 24 weeks ago. That's
Yeah,
that's
diba?
almost half a year on the market. So yeah,
Yeah.
people are definitely afraid of touching this thing,
I
even
saw
though it's
this one.
100,000.
The
Yep.
truck
Oh,
is
ito,
broken.
14 hours. Because
Yeah.
14 hours ago.
Yeah, and inspect the unit thoroughly. Bring
Yeah.
a
So no need to
trusted
be
friend.
afraid if you know
Yeah.
what you're doing. There are
Exactly.
ways around what you think would be high prices. And with regards to parts, I mean, if you do your research and you do your homework, you can actually avoid a lot of these expenses.
Yeah.
So, Francis, what are the top 3 things that you would first do when shopping for a secondhand car? Like 3.
Well, I usually the first thing would be the engine, of course, and the suspension. Look for leaks, the botched electrical things. The
Yeah.
mechanical aspect per se. Then would be the trim parts. The small things inside the car and outside the car,
Yep.
because those are sometimes pretty hard or expensive to locate. And then lastly would be, I don't know,
The body.
the overall body, I
Yeah.
guess, because that's also costly to have something repaired or refinished. Eh.
Yeah. So what are you looking
Yeah.
for
More
in the body?
importantly,
Looking for holes, rust?
yeah,
Rust.
the rust spots, misaligned panels,
If you
Yeah.
different
see a
shades
little
of
bit of
color.
rust, is that a bad thing? If you see a little bit of rust, does that mean it's like it's over?
No naman. It depends
Or is
also
it
how
still
big it is, or the extent.
rescuable?
It depends on how big it is, and the extent.
The
And as
location,
to
yeah.
and the location, because sometimes there are rust spots on critical locations of the car, like on the subframes. That's a dangerous thing, like on the shock
Yeah.
towers, the
Some people
subframes.
like knock on the panels to see if they're, masilya or
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Oh,
the
and
practice. Yeah.
also as a buyer, like it's also nice to inspect the car because sometimes you can get discounts from it. Na parang there's a dent over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pointing out the bad points of the car. And,
Yeah. So if
try to
you're a
have a
seller,
bargain.
if you're a seller, point out all the mistakes so that they can't ask for discounts anymore.
be honest with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the
Strategy.
mechanical aspect and how it
Yeah.
rides, the suspension
Mm.
watch and everything. Because that really entails a lot of parts to make it
Yeah.
work right or proper again.
Yeah, that's like for me personally, if I'm looking at secondhand cars and then when I see that the engine has been like newly washed, for me that's a dangerous sign right away.
Mm.
Because they're trying to hide the fluid marks and
The leaks,
for me
if
that
there are any
yeah
leaks.
True.
yeah that's what you want to look for like you open the engine's dirty but then if there are no leaks and stuff like that then
Yeah.
you know na para okay like it's running as is like I mean running okay.
So,
Yeah.
Francis, what would you tell people who are looking to buy cars as a project car? Like, realistically, I mean, what are the things that they should be careful about? What are the things that they should keep in mind? Because it's easy to say, oh, wow, like 75,000, I'm going to make this a project car. And, without thinking long term, without thinking of what it entails, what advice would you give these people?
I guess the advice I would give them is to find something that has most of the trim parts and the mechanic, all the original parts intact. Eh. So if you decide on making it complete, it becomes less of a hassle when you source parts, because the mechanical stuff you can have it repaired. Eh. You can have your local mechanic go to your house, tear apart the engine. But to look for those small stuff, that's what's really hard and difficult. Eh. Especially if there are no repro parts for Japanese cars. Unlike American cars,
Okay.
you could order carpets of any color, all the trim parts, all the fender panels you want.
Yeah.
But for Japanese cars, there are no repro parts, which makes
Okay.
it difficult to restore Japanese cars in the first place.
Yeah.
Unlike
Well,
an American car, or a European, you could order parts from abroad readily.
Yeah, in fact,
But
some
for Japanese
European
cars,
brands,
it's difficult. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
some
some
European
European
brands make new parts.
Yeah, they can
For
order
old
like fenders, hoods, and everything.
The Japanese
But for
cars talaga.
Yeah, because there's no
Yeah.
aftermarket reproduction support for Japanese cars. Have you noticed?
Now
No one's
that you
making
mention
them,
it.
Diba? No one's making them.
Yeah,
I mean, like
now
if
that
you have an old
mention it.
Mustang or if you have an old Camaro, you could
Yeah,
order
they're-
any. There are even brand new body shells of a Camaro and a Mustang in the States. So no one gets thrown away. You just have to, what's that? Transfer the VIN code onto the new body shell. You have a new Camaro. Carpets of any color, seats of any color. So there. But for Japanese cars, there's no aftermarket reproduction.
And that's why their value goes higher because like what you said a while ago,
Yeah.
when one goes down or something, that's it. Like it's one less
Yeah.
in the population.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
Get
so
rare,
Francis being the tuner guy, who do you think had the best selection?
Well, I like the.
why
the
is it
spec
just
C.
about
I
the
like
tuner? It's not just about the tuner potential. I mean,
Kasi I'm gonna go to Chris. Like your top.
Oh,
like
okay.
now that we know each other, so Francis, who do you think chose best?
I like the spec C. Tapos for those who are into Europeans, the Paolo's choice would be a good
Okay.
candidate.
Mhm.
Your entry level European sedan, diba?
Yeah.
Which is the
Yep.
Benz.
Chris,
How about
family
you? What's
man.
your pick? What's your pick?
Chris muna, the
Chris
family
muna,
man.
Chris muna.
my
The
pick is my
family-
pick.
No.
aside from yours.
Yeah, aside from yours. Aside from
Subaru.
yours.
Okay, I like the potential of G's Accord for 75K. I mean, if
Yeah.
it's running properly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it's running okay, I mean, 75,000 is that you can. I mean, that's a good buy for me. I mean, as long as everything checks out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure something's gonna break down along the line,
Mhm.
but if you're in desperate need of a car, 75,000 for an Accord, which is a
Oh,
mid-sized sedan in the 90s.
4 wheels.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's awesome, and I also like Francis's Starlets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starlet.
They look really fun to drive. Like I know that if I'm telling myself, oh wow, I wanna drive that. I wanna give that a run around the track. You know, if I tell that to myself, then I know that it's a car that I would really be interested in. So yeah.
G, how about you?
Um, being a Euro, I like Paulo's 190
I
because
think,
again, yeah, entry level Merc, and
yeah,
Francis, the 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 older Starlet, the
The
original,
4-door.
yeah,
the original one, yeah.
because I remember that car when it came out. I was a kid back then, and I was like, wow, as in wow. I don't know why, but I was just wowed by that car. So there.
Paolo, who do you think chose best?
I have to. I like for the practical side. I like Chris's choice for the CX5. Because
Yeah.
at that price, if you compare it to a brand new car, you'll just get like a manual
It's
redo.
the only practical choice in
Yeah.
No, there's no Accord. There's no Accord.
No, because for
And
the
the,
Accord,
okay.
for the
and the
Accord, I
Nissan
think it
pickup.
needs a lot. For
That's
the
not
Accord, I think
practical.
it needs a lot of work. We, for it to run for a daily driver. But for the CX5, sure, you have to be wary about the maintenance cost of an older Mazda. Uh, but then it's still a brand. It's still kind of new. It's still like 5, 6 years
Yeah,
old. Right?
yeah, that's
Uh,
also true.
Yeah.
if you check the car, if you inspect the car, it's in good condition. It's been maintained. Then it could still be a good buy. Um, but for my passion pick, it would be the older Starlet. I love
Yeah,
old cars that
Mm,
are well preserved and intact,
yep.
especially for models like the Starlet, which historically has been known to be modified a lot. It's nice to see
that's true.
something like that.
Original.
So you'd actually
Yeah,
get one and keep it as is, no? You?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's a basic
Yeah.
car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that concludes our Facebook Marketplace search. We hope you guys
Done.
learned something. This is the Cars Casually team with Chris, Francis, Nix, Paolo, and G. So let us know in the comments what your picks would be, or let us know if you find anything nice.
Yeah.
Please
Hey,
do.
no, we can have a user submitted one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So send
tell
us
us
your
your
own
picks,
finds.
and then we'll rate it. We'll rate if it's a good one or a bad one. We can do something like that.
All
Mhm.
right. So
All
thanks for
right.
watching. This is the Cars Casually team signing off.
See
Thank
you
you, everyone.
guys.